This is a brief video to introduce you to the MVP700. This is a Pos-T-Vac vacuum erection device. When it arrives, you'll receive the instruction manual, and I always point this out because this is such an important part of this process of understanding the device, how to get started, how to practice with it, how to troubleshoot. Any challenges you might face are often covered in the instruction manual, because anything you might encounter, many men have also potentially encountered, so you'd be able to read some of the coaching tips found in the instruction manual. And there's also a QR code that if you use that, you can see other videos that will talk about things like the tension rings, the lubrication, the scrotal shield, anything else down the line that you want to learn about, you can learn about by just opening up that QR code, and that will give you a bunch of videos to look at. But when the device arrives, it will arrive with all of the parts and pieces sealed inside plastic. It's brand new, it's clean, it's safe. And I'm going to unpack this and then show you how to get started and hopefully answer some of the initial questions you'll have about the MVP700 Pos-T-Vac vacuum erection device. So this again is the MVP700, the pump that comes with it. You'll see that it's got the release valve here, and you've also got the pump handle itself. Some guys like this one because they feel like it gives them more control. It's a very good vacuum, but you can just sense from them that they say, I just like it that I can easily use the vacuum rather than being aggressive with it, and rather than a squeeze. Now, some of the other vacuum erection devices that even we offer here at Tim Medical, this one gives them a little more control in their minds. And again, the pump is a great one on this device, but this is a twist where you take the cylinder and then you just put it up here and you twist it on, and then you're secure. And then you always want to test when you get a device like this. Make sure that you're getting a good vacuum draw. So you can see there that I've got a good vacuum draw I've created in a quick amount of time. What I just did there with this pump handle is far more aggressive than you'll ever want to use the device when you're using it with your penis. But just to make sure that it works, make sure everything's functioning properly. So you've got the pump with the release valve, you've got the handle that you can create the vacuum, and then also you've got the cylinder that comes with it. Also that comes with the MVP700, a very important part of this is the water-based lubricant. Always use this, probably more than you think you should have to use. You want to make sure that you're not creating any friction. A lot of times the trouble that men have with these devices is that there's friction created and they're not able to get a good glide in there, and it sort of catches on itself. So always want to make sure that you use the water-based lubricant that comes with your vacuum erection device. In addition to that, you've got these bushings. Now there are 3 of these. You can see that if you look at these, that they are different sizes. This is a personal preference, and a lot of men like to use these because they're able to avoid getting scrotal tissue drawn into the cylinder. So when you get started, sometimes you get started and you just position the device on the body in such a way that the scrotum gets drawn into the device when you're applying the suction therapy. So you want to avoid that. This may be a way to help do that. So you've got these bushings, 3 different sizes, personal preference. And then in addition to that, you have these tension rings that come with it. You'll receive 3 of these different sizes. I'm going to link to another video that teaches you about the tension rings for the Pos-T-Vac vacuum erection device. These all come with it. You've got to find that size that works for you ultimately when you've been practicing and you've built erections consistently, and you're then ready to use this vacuum erection device to create that erection and then hold that blood in the erect penis. That's where these tension rings come into play. And also that comes with it is this loading cone. And again, another video I'll link to here will show you how to use this if you choose to use this to load these tension rings onto the cylinder before you build the erection, and then take it off the cylinder and just transfer it onto the base of the penis to hold that blood in there. So those are the pieces that come with the vacuum erection device. And let me just give you some quick coaching tips. We've got plenty of videos on here that teach you how to get started with the device. But the most important thing I would say to you is use your instruction manual, get a good idea of how to get started. Don't try to be too aggressive. You are engaging in a discipline. You are sort of teaching part of your body to respond to something that you may not have done. And that is by putting your penis in a vacuum erection device. You're saying to the body, all right, let's get used to this. Let's get to understand this. So when you get started, again, make sure that the vacuum therapy, the pump here is working properly. You've got a good suction. And when you position this on the body, a lot of men will have a lot of hair down in the area of their penis. You don't have to shave it, but if you've got a lot of it, it may affect the strength of the vacuum draw because air might get through that hair, but that's up to you. That's a personal choice. If you try it and you feel like it's not working as well as it could, that could be the challenge. So when you're getting started with a vacuum erection device like this, you want to make sure that, again, you're using the water-based lubricant. You're lubricating the penis all the way down to the base of the penis. You're lubricating on the inside here on the cylinder, so that when you then apply this, and again, everybody's different in terms of how you want this to be positioned on the body in terms of the pump, but once you get it against the body, and I'm going to draw in a visual aid here so that if you're getting scrotal tissue drawn into the cylinder, one of the best techniques for keeping that from happening is, you can see the angle that I've applied this. I want to make sure I kind of notch in here so that no part of the scrotum, none of this is drawn into the device. So the best way to do that is angle this and then tip up. And as I'm doing this, I want to make sure that my penis is, as much as possible, is aiming in the middle of the cylinder. And the reason I want to do that when I first get started is I don't want my penis to get caught up here on the bottom of the cylinder, and then that friction, it sort of curls in this way, and then all of a sudden you've created a vacuum draw so that the penis just enlarges here at the opening, and you're not able to get it all the way inside the cylinder. So you're getting started, you've got it positioned on the body, you're keeping the scrotal tissue out of it, and then as you're getting started, you just want to create nice and easy draw with this, maybe 1 or 2 or 3, keeping that vacuum seal. And if you get too aggressive, you feel uncomfortable, you feel like, well, that was a little too much, always remember that you've got this red button here, and keeping the vacuum seal, you just press the red button, and that will just kind of ease up the vacuum. It'll kind of back off a little bit, relax, let the blood keep flowing, and then re-engage with a few nice and easy pulls. And then remember, you're trying to get blood, oxygen-rich blood from the heart to the head of the penis. Is going to take time. So just relax, let the blood move. Hold the vacuum seal if you're feeling comfortable. You're ready, kind of ease another couple of draws on the vacuum, just always taking your time. As you're getting started with this, you might want to build 1, 2, 3, 4 erections, and then each time you do it, press the red button, let the vacuum ease off, let the erection subside, and then come back and immediately build another one. Just 3 or 4 of those over time, once a day, every day, and just keep building those erections, feeling comfortable with the device. Now, after you've been practicing for quite some time, you feel comfortable with the device, the tension rings may come into play for you then. Let's say you're able to build an erection, you pull the vacuum away, but then the erection goes down, you lose it. You lose even a part of it, so it's not an erection that's suitable for intercourse. If you're using the vacuum therapy system to build an erection suitable for intercourse, that means that it's hard enough for penetration and also hard enough for completion, then the tension rings may come into play. And again, I've got videos here on the Tim Medical site, the YouTube channel, that will just coach you through how to use the tension ring. Don't try to use these too early, and always remember that you want to load the tension ring onto the cylinder before you build your erection. Don't try to load this onto the penis before you build the erection, because it's going to stop the blood from flowing into the penis, which is what the device is trying to accomplish. So there are different ways to load these on. The easiest way for most men is to just get your hands on the inside. Try to avoid these, but get them on the inside here. You can see that I've created that, and then I just put that around the cylinder, the opening. And then once I build the erection, and I know I have an erection suitable for intercourse with the vacuum erection device, when it lifts off the bottom of the cylinder, and it's right here, then I can just take this, transfer this on to the base of the penis, adjust it, and remember the penis has already been well lubricated, and then I adjust this as close to the body as possible so that it's right there, and then I've got the blood being held in the penis, the tension ring is there, and then the rest of the body here. So again, don't get too ahead of the game on this one, but watch the other videos about loading these. You can use the cone to load these tension rings onto the cylinder. Different ways to do that. But the first step is to look at the instruction manual, make sure you got all the parts and pieces to your vacuum erection device. Look at any troubleshooting. It's probably covered in the instruction manual. If there's a question that you have, well, just ask. education@timmedical.com. We want you to be successful, whether you use the MVP700 or another Pos-T-Vac, or one of the Erection vacuum erection devices, the Esteem, the manual, the automatic. You've got to find the one that works for you, where you can be most successful, and then let us help you be further along that line and just answer any questions you have.